Hi everyone, this is the 28th of June tutorial. My name is Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So there are just a few parts to this song. However, every time we repeat something, there's always a small difference. So make sure to watch the full video to get everything spot on. Now the start of the song has a right hand melody that we play a bunch of times, which is going from E to C sharp twice. However, the left hand at the same time has a whole note of A. So we're holding this note whilst we play. You can hear the E to the C sharp twice. Then after that we have a G sharp in the left hand. Then an F sharp in the left hand. Then an E in the left hand. The next time round, slightly different, we have D and A together in the left hand. D and A. And you play the right hand part twice. Before finally moving your left hand up one note each, which is now E and B. And we strike this B note in the left hand to end the introduction. I'll slowly play through that full intro. So A in the left hand, G sharp, F sharp, E, D and A, E and B, and then that B there. Now it's worth mentioning that if you would like the sheet music for this song, we have this over on Patreon. There is a link in the description for it, and it saves you from trying to memorise or maybe write it out yourself. It's all wrote out professionally. You can check it out over on Patreon. However, we then get to the first verse. Now the first verse is very, very similar, but sometimes that right hand melody doesn't play. So for example, the first part is exactly the same as the intro. But we go as if we're going to play the next bit, which is the G sharp in the left hand and an E, and just hold it. We then go to the F sharp in the left hand with the melody. And then you play E with a note of E. So as you can see, it's similar to the introduction, but also a little bit different, like what I mentioned at the start of the video. We then go to the D and the A, and we play it as normal. And then you bring the left hand up, just like the intro. So that is kind of the same as the intro, that part. However, the verse continues, and the next part of the verse is literally the same as the introduction. That right hand just keeps playing as normal. So it's only the first half of the verse that is slightly different to the introduction. We then get to a chorus, and the chorus is where we have some sustained chords. Now in the left hand we're going to have a D note, whilst at the right hand has what we call a D major chord in this inversion, in this order. A, D with an F sharp at the top. And we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We then go to what is an A major chord, A in the left hand with A, C sharp, E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Then we go to this chord here, which is a C sharp in the left, B and E in the right, for a couple of beats. Before then going to D major again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then there's a small extra part going on here. A for 2, then a G sharp in the left hand, still with that A chord. We then go to this chord, which is a G sharp in the left hand with an E, B and a G sharp in the right hand. It's basically E major, and we play that twice. Now, good news is you're halfway through the chorus. Bad news is there's more to do. So it might be worth getting the sheet music over on Patreon, saves you from memorising it. However, let's keep it going. The next part is different. We have the F sharp, C sharp, and A there with an F sharp in the bass. It's an F sharp minor chord if you know your chord names. And we play 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. That's an E major chord. E in the bass, G sharp, B, E. Then a D major chord, which is different to the version we played earlier. D in the bass with F sharp, A and D at the top. before finally finishing on a C sharp here. We've got a C sharp at the top with an A and an E. However, there's one more part to go. Yeah, this chorus is huge. We then have a lovely B minor chord, then an A chord, then we're going up to D major, before playing E major, like that. Now that is a lot of chords for the chorus. I'd recommend just going back and making sure that you know the order of the chords really well. Thankfully, there's nothing too difficult going on with them, it's just a lot to remember. Now here is the good news, we have lots of repetition going on. There is a small link section that's going to link us from the chorus you've just played to the second verse. It's really short and it's just like the introduction. But instead of going down to an E, we go to a G sharp. Do that and you now have started the second verse. And it's largely the same as the first verse. You'll play through all that once, and then you'll play it through a second time, and just at the very end, just hold the E and B. That's going to get you through the second verse, so same as the first, just with E and B at the end. The news gets better, we have more repetition. That big chorus that we tackled earlier comes back, and note for note, we're playing exactly the same thing. So if you can remember the first chorus, you know the second chorus, which is good. There is then a small link section, and that link section is just the introduction, however, with a small difference. Your left hand is going to play octaves. So instead of... What I mean by octaves is when you play an A note here, stretch down with your little finger down to another note of A, and copy it like this. You can see I'm playing the same notes. So that part is just left hand octaves. So now we're at the bridge section. The bridge section is different. Your right hand is going to be up here. Your left hand is going to be quite low, so a bit of a gap going on. And in the right hand you're playing an A major chord, which is A, C sharp, E. And your left hand's holding an A note. And we'll hold that for 4 counts. Before, left hand goes to a G sharp, and your right hand thumb goes to a G sharp. The top 2 notes stay the same. We then have an F sharp in the left hand with F sharp, A, C sharp, before going to an E major chord, which is E in the left hand, E, G sharp, B in the right. So let me just go through those 4 chords again, because there is more. We have A with then the G sharp, F sharp minor, E major. Then we have a D major chord, which is D, D, F sharp, A, before resolving to E major, which we've seen similar parts before. E, E, G sharp, and a B. We are near the end of the song, and the good news is the chorus is just more of the same, which is the next part of the song. And then there is an outro, and the outro is exactly the same as the introduction, just with the addition of this at the very end. You'll see a nice ending chord. It's an A major chord, A, C sharp, E. So it's worth mentioning that not only do I have the PDF for this version, but if you prefer the types of keyboard playthroughs where you see the notes drop down onto a virtual keyboard, then I've got a tutorial of that as well, which you can find a link into in the description below. So feel free to check that out. I'd like to say thanks to the people on the screen. Those are my active patrons, and they will get all the bonus content that I make for my videos the moment that this goes live. So thanks to them, and thanks to you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.